The only successful break from Davao prison camp was when Captain Ed Diaz and his group got away. Things got really tough at Davao after Diaz escaped. Restrictions were doubled, our rations were reduced from 600 to 300 grams of rice, a starvation diet. We were so hungry we ate rats, grub worms, even the little frogs that jumped out of the latrines. Moved to Lasang to work on a runway for a Japanese airfield, the American prisoners saw an American bomber. The appearance of that lone bomber was the first indication that the American forces were coming closer. The atmosphere around the prison camp became more tense. The Japanese held us in the compound and cut our food down to 1 cup of rice every 24 hours. We thought we'd been hungry before, but this was really a starvation diet. After 2 weeks, the Japanese told us we were going to be moved from Lasang. That noon we arrived at the Tabunco Pier and were loaded aboard an old freighter. 400 men were crowded into one hold. Within an hour, we were running in sweat, and we stripped off everything we had and stood packed like animals, gasping for breath. We sailed from Tabunco about 6 o'clock that evening, and all that night we rocked and swayed with the creaking ship. Most of the men got seasick, but they were too empty to do anything but retch. We had been underway a couple of days, and we were making pretty good speed that fateful afternoon of September 7th. The first torpedo struck with an explosion like the end of the world. Everywhere there was debris and thrashing arms and legs. Mangled forms floated in the water all around us, and the hold was full of screams and groans of dying men. The Japanese were firing into the hold, and they tossed a couple of grenades down among the mass of trapped Americans. Several seaplanes were flying overhead, dropping depth charges in an effort to hit the American submarine which had fired the torpedoes.
We only